Game 2 of the NBA Finals is tomorrow night on ABC. Dwight Howard and the Magic will try to regroup after a 25-point loss Thursday night. And boy, how great was Kobe Bryant. 40 points, a personal best in finals play. The NBA Finals on ABC tomorrow, 8 Eastern. Coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern with GMC NBA Countdown. Mike Breen, Jeff Van Gundy, and Mark Jackson will have the call. Under caution for the first time out here at the Federated Auto Parts 300. We are finishing the cleanup on the racetrack. And while we finish that, let's go down to the garage area where Jamie is caught up with a rookie, John West Townley. And he has a destroyed race car, but the good news is he's okay. What happened?
Well, unfortunately, it was a good weekend up to this point. Out there on the back straightaway, there was an instance to where there was a guy on my inside, and he came up and got into my left side a little bit, and I think it probably could have taken a little bit of the aerodynamics away, caused it to push up the racetrack and getting those pebbles up there. But I did the best I could trying to save it, and unfortunately, it didn't do much damage to the rear. But the real unfortunate part about it is we got somebody else into us. Unfortunately, there were two or three wide racing there coming through there. We were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But really is a shame. These guys worked real hard on this race car, and I feel like yesterday was a real good practice run, and I mean today, awesome qualifying effort we had. It's just a shame it had to end this way. But we'll get that Zaxby's Ford out there next weekend and see what we can do with it.
Hey, Doc, on a lighter note, this team was able to raise over $13,000 for the American Red Cross.
That is great, Jamie. So many teams trying to give back here after the devastation that took place here back in April on Easter weekend. The 96 car is our Aaron's Lucky Dog free pass winner here in the first caution flag tonight. Willie Allen, by the way, qualified back in 17th. Good qualifying for Willie, but he slipped back and got a lap down early. And now he will get back on the lead lap by virtue of the free pass. Our leader, Kyle Busch, all 11 laps thus far. Let's check in his pits. Dave.
And Doc, he has just experienced a caution where there was cleanup on the racetrack. His crew chief, Jason Ratcliffe, asked him to weave it back and forth and feel out those tires. Do you have any idea what he might be talking about, guys? Feel out those tires before the restart.
He's already told me not to comment on how many laps he leads.
He called you out.
He called me out in the pregame show. Said, Jerry, don't talk about all my laps and my jinx. So, yeah, these guys have got to be very, very gun-shy because of the problems they've had the last few weeks.
Yeah, he knows what a flat tire feels like under caution, unfortunately.
Here's a pace car pulling away. It is Kyle Busch, then the rookie Lagasse Jr., Edwards, Carl Edwards, Michael McDowell, and Stephen Light in the top 5. Single file back to about 7th or 8th spot. There's Brad Coleman on the 20 car, and the 62 on the outside of him, Brendan Gaughan.
I tell you, that was a good job on Brad Coleman's part, ducking to the inside and getting past Brendan. Looks like Brendan's trying to hold tough on the outside, though, not giving it up yet.
Here's a pretty good battle, 47 of McDowell under attack from Stephen Light. That is for 4th position.
Yeah, riding with Mike Bliss, you can see his car gets loose, has to get out of the throttle, loses a spot to Brad Keselowski.
Right on the start of these races, Andy, it's got to be really tough before these guys can get that pressure up. It seems like they just don't have any grip right off the bat. They're really taking it easy and pedaling those things, so to speak. It's kind of the hairy part of the race.
How about Scott Lagasse here? He's put some pressure on Kyle Busch.
Hey, I tell you, we need to stay paying attention to Lagasse. He's been getting better and better every week. Got a little involvement with Joe Gibbs. Gets a little help right there. Looks like it's showing right now. That car's been strong every week.
Lagasse, the 11 car, was the highest finishing rookie here back in April, finished 10th. He's run really well here in 2 ARCA starts, had a 4th place and a 6th place finish. So track familiarity really helps a driver when you come no matter what car you're in.
This is a race for 15th spot. Here comes Justin Allgaier on the outside of Trevor Bayne. Bernie Lamar trying to work the outside.
Saw Trevor Bayne the first lap of the race, guys, come off of turn 4, get really loose and lost about 10 positions. And I don't know if that car was just way loose at the beginning of that race, or it needs some more time or a pit stop or what, but it looked pretty evil.
We just joined our coverage. Trevor Bain in the 99 car, the 18-year-old, making only his second ever start in the series. Qualified on the outside of the front row, has now slipped back, driving the Michael Waltrip Racing Toyota to now the 16th position, but impressed a lot of people here today.
Yeah, and he pretty impressive. He didn't crash on that first lap when he got way out of shape. Jamie, you got more on the 99?
Hey, you guys called it. Loose is the condition, and Trevor came over the radio on the first couple of laps and said, I'm just not used to the way this feels. I'm not used to this kind of car. He said, I guess I got to just sit back and just kind of wait it out and let the car come to me. So he's just learning as he goes, guys.
Yeah, you just have to experience those things. You just don't know it. I mean, without starting one of these races and knowing what it's like, it's kind of hard to know.
5th position, last week's winner of the 88 car, and the guy who won his very first race here a year ago, Brad Keselowski. And he will slip on the inside of Stephen Light. And 2nd spot now goes to Carl Edwards. And now Carl will set his sights on trying to reel in Kyle Busch.
Yeah, right after qualifying, Carl had a lot of confidence in his car. I was telling everybody, hey, the thing's got the feel I need. And I think I got a great car that can win tonight. And we talked earlier about how good he is in the concrete. I'm not going to go there no more. He just really loves this type of surface.
Well, I was down in the garage area yesterday, and they were changing a lot of springs and trying some different setups because Carl said they just haven't been quite good enough to win these races. Is that what you're hearing down there, Shannon?
Well, right now, Carl Edwards just saying he's a little bit free, but when you were watching him inside the garage, Andy, that was all Dan Stillman's notes. This is actually the first race that Stillman's been at that he's been able to use his notes. Of course, all the other races were Drew Blickensurfer's notes, and this car right here has not been on this track since the last Nashville race, and Carl Edwards is pretty confident, just a little free. Dave?
Shannon, in front of him in the lead, Kyle Busch seems a little bit vulnerable right now. Scott Lagasse was pressuring him just a little bit earlier. Kyle's radioed to his crew now. Turns 1 and 2, I'm good. Turns 3 and 4, I'm just a little bit tight. And he started asking about the line this 60 car was running, just to see if there was something he could pick up on how quick Carl Edwards was going.
You know, one thing I think it's really helped Carl on these races that are away from the Cup races where they got to travel so far. Usually they have backup drivers. I mean, Carl was able to do almost all this practice himself, get this car the way he wants it, and that builds a lot of confidence when he can do that.
Kyle Busch is a 3-time winner this year. Carl Edwards has not won in 2009. They began the day just 40 points apart, 1st and 2nd in the championship hunt. So it is Kyle, Carl, Lagasse, Keselowski, and Light in the top 5.